Sleeping with my own wife felt wrong when she told me she was disgusted and only saw me as a friend. I didn't argue or beg. I made one quiet decision that changed everything. Hello Reddit I plus here. The night my wife told me she felt revolted after sleeping with me, something inside my chest cracked so quietly I almost missed it. We had been married 11 years. I was 39, she was 37. 2 kids, a mortgage, shared calendars, shared passwords, shared history, but apparently not shared desire. It started during our 4th counseling appointment. We sat across from a soft-spoken therapist while rain tapped against the windows. My wife folded her hands in her lap and said, almost casually, "I only see you as my closest friend now. I'm not attracted to you anymore." I remember blinking, waiting for the punchline. None came. For nearly 3 years, she had been avoiding intimacy, always tired. Headaches, stress from work, stress from the kids. I believed every word. I stepped up more at home, packed lunches, did school runs, took the kids to soccer and piano so she could rest. Turns out, she had just been tolerating me. In therapy, the counselor kept asking gentle questions. When did things change? Was there a moment? A betrayal? A loss of connection? Her response every time was the same. I don't know. No explanation, no event, no reason, just gone. Then she said something that twisted the knife deeper. She told the therapist she had started resenting me because I spent too much time with the children instead of focusing on her. I sat there stunned. I thought being an involved father was something to be proud of. Apparently, it made me less attractive. I asked her directly that night at home, "What is it about me that turns you off?" She shrugged. "You're just not what I want anymore. But you're an amazing dad, and a great provider. A great provider. Like I was a utility bill that always got paid on time." Then came the night that changed everything. She stumbled in past midnight, smelling like wine and perfume. I was half asleep when she crawled into bed and wrapped her arms around me. She started crying, saying she missed what we had, saying maybe she could try again. I hesitated. My pride told me to move away. But I wanted my wife back, even a fragment of her. I gave in. The next morning, she wouldn't look at me. She stood at the sink, rigid. "I feel gross," she said flatly. "I have a rule about not sleeping with friends. And that's what you are now." Friend. The word echoed in my skull. I asked her what she expected from me, what role I was supposed to play. She said she liked our roommate dynamic. We co-parent well, we split responsibilities. I pay most of the expenses. She gets stability without the pressure of a romantic relationship. She actually said that. That was the moment something in me went quiet. Not angry, not dramatic, just still. I told her, if we're roommates, then we'll be roommates. And I meant it. The next day, I stopped initiating conversations. I stopped checking in about her day. I handled my responsibilities with the kids flawlessly, but I stopped doing the little extras for her. No more surprise coffee. No more fixing her car before she asked. No more emotional availability on demand. I moved into the guest room within a week. At first, she laughed it off. Thought it was temporary. Thought I was sulking. But I wasn't. I started waking up earlier, going to the gym, buying clothes that actually fit instead of whatever was on sale. I reconnected with old friends. I took the kids on weekend trips without inviting her. I stopped explaining my whereabouts beyond what was necessary for parenting. Polite, calm, detached. The shift unsettled her. 2 months in, she knocked on the guest room door at midnight. "Why are you acting like this?" she demanded. "Like what?" "Cold, distant. You don't even look at me the same." I shrugged. "I thought this is what you wanted. Friends, roommates." Her composure cracked. She accused me of punishing her, of trying to manipulate her, of being dramatic. But the truth was simpler. I had finally accepted her words. "You're not what I want anymore." So I stopped trying to be. The irony is attraction started creeping back the moment I stopped chasing it. She began hovering when I got dressed, asking who I was texting, offering to cook dinner again, suggesting we try date nights without pressure. One evening, she stood in the doorway while I was getting ready to meet friends. "You look different," she said quietly. "I am different." That's when she broke down. Tears, apologies, confusion. She said she felt like she was losing me. For the first time in years, I wasn't scrambling to fix it. "I already lost you," I told her calmly. "You just didn't notice. We're still in the same house, still co-parenting well. But the dynamic she wanted is exactly what she got. Roommates. Only now she's the one standing outside the door, wondering when I stopped being hers. You see, 3 weeks after she broke down in the doorway, she asked if we could try counseling again. Not the polite, detached sessions where she shrugged and said she didn't know. Real therapy. Honest therapy. I agreed, but this time I walked in differently. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't trying to win her back. I was there to decide whether this marriage was even worth saving. The new therapist didn't let her hide behind, "I don't know." She asked harder questions. When did you start pulling away? What were you afraid to say? What did you need that you never voiced? And for the first time, my wife actually answered. She admitted that when I became fully immersed in fatherhood, she felt replaced. Not logically, emotionally. She said watching me give so much energy to the kids made her feel invisible, and instead of asking for attention like an adult, she built resentment. Then guilt. Then distance. Attraction didn't disappear overnight. It eroded under unspoken insecurity. The therapist turned to me and asked something no one had before. When she withdrew, "What story did you tell yourself?" I swallowed. That I wasn't enough. Saying it out loud hurt more than hearing I was just a friend. We spent weeks untangling that mess. She owned the cruelty of calling me disgusting. She admitted that mourning wasn't about me. It was about shame. She had crossed her own emotional boundary and projected it onto me. I admitted my cold detachment wasn't strength. It was self-protection. The breakthrough came during an exercise where we had to list what we admired about each other. Not as parents, not as providers, as partners. She looked at me, really looked at me and said, "You're steady. You make everyone feel safe." I stopped appreciating that because I assumed you'd never leave. That hit. I told her, "You're passionate. You light up a room." I stopped reaching for you because I was tired of being pushed away. Therapy didn't magically fix us, but it rebuilt respect. We started small. One date every 2 weeks, phones off. No kid talk, no logistics, just conversation. Awkward at first, then easier. Physical intimacy came later, slowly, without pressure. This time it wasn't about proving anything. It was about reconnecting. The roommate dynamic faded, not because I chased her again, and not because she panicked, but because we both finally understood what broke us. Months later, she reached for my hand during a family movie night. Casual, natural, not as a friend, as my wife. And this time, neither of us took that for granted.